In the last session, we saw the real power of components together. We learned how, by changing the main component, all instances are automatically updated. And at the same time, we saw that each instance has its own independence, and we can customize its content, or as it's called, override it. So, overriding is a very important and practical feature. But the question that arises is the right way to customize content really to just click so much inside the layers and dive in till we reach the element we want? And more importantly, how do we even know we were allowed to change that content? Maybe the original designer of this component intended for that part to be a fixed element. Now, what's the solution? This is where properties come into play as the correct way to handle overrides. Properties give us the ability to create a control panel for our main component, and in it, we define access for the parts that have the possibility of change. So let's go and build a professional control panel for our card together. Okay, the first step we need to take as the designers of this component is to determine which sections are permitted to have which changes. Okay, here it's logical that for each card, the name and family need to be changeable. What about the badge? Some cards might have this badge, other might not, meaning it should be possible to show and hide it. The bio, this text needs to be both changeable, and some people might not even have a bio, meaning it also needs to be hideable. The follower count badge, its text should be changeable and its container needs to be hideable, and each of these profile pictures also be individually hideable. And yes, those are all the changes we have. But did you notice something interesting? Let's quickly review the types of changes again. Change content, show height, change content and show height, change content and show height, show height, show height, show height. So this means we basically have two just categories of changes. Either it's changing content or it's showing and hiding. Now let's see how each of these is done. Okay, for the name and family, when we click on it, at the very top of the property sidebar in the text section, we see this exact text written out. If we change it and press enter, you can see it's changed there too. Next to this input box, you see a hexagon icon, look like a matchstick going into it. Its name is apply variable or property. When you click on it, a menu opens, which you can see is empty, and it has a plus icon at the top of it. Click on this button, and in this window, set a name for this text property. We'll call it name and family, and its value is the same thing that's written here and here. Okay, and when we click here, congratulations, you have just the first property in the components control panel. Now if you click on the main component, you'll see that a property for the name and family has been set. But how does it work? Let's go to the one of the instances. When you click one of them, you can see that now you can easily change the name and family through the components property panel without needing continuous clicks and diving into the components layer. It's now available and active for all of them. Now let's move to the badge. If you click on the badge layer, you'll see the option to show and hide it is available in the middle of property sidebar. Here, hide, show. Now, right next to this eye icon, you'll again see the same apply variable or property icon. We click on it, and then on the plus, and again it asks us to set a name for it. For example, I'll call it show badge, absolutely with question mark, and I'll hit the create property button. Now if I click the main component, you'll see this property has been added to the components control panel. Let's see instances. For example, this, we can also see show and hide the badge easily and hassle free. Wow. Okay, so now we have learned both types of properties, changing content and show hiding an element. Can we apply both types to a single element? Let's check it. For the bio text, I'll select it and go to the same top sections of the sidebar and define a property as the same way. You can see all your property here, but I don't touch it, and I'll create a new property for it from here again. Now, where was the property definition for showing and hiding? Exactly in the middle of the property sidebar in appearance section. I could turn it off and on. So I'll click on this icon again, and again I'm not touching that other property. Okay, hit the plus and give it a proper name, show bio. Okay, I create this property, I click on the main component, and I see both properties are set correctly. Now let's go one of the instances and check it. For example, this, I click on it, and nice, look here, I can both change the bio text, for example this, and I can even show and hide it, and this is great. Now, so you can learn better, I'll put the Figma file of this video in the description, and it's your turn to create show and hide functionality for each of profile picture, and also provide the ability to change the text of this number badge. If you have any question, just write it in the comments and I'll answer it. But what are we going to learn in the next session? Before we get into, if you found this video helpful, please support us by liking and leaving a comment. And so you don't miss the rest of this tutorial, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. But in the next session, we'll learn how, by using the nested components, we can easily swap this badge with another badge through the control panel, and we will learn how to access the properties of the internal components. So stay with us and don't forget to do the exercise. See you soon.